I have a great story for you today, and today I'm going to tell you what does it feel like to race a mountain bike for 24 hours. In this video, I'm going to talk about the course, my pacing strategy, how I dealt with sleep deprivation while also racing a mountain bike through the gnarliest cactus you've ever seen. I'm going to talk about my crew, and obviously I'm going to walk you through my experience. This is 24 hours in the Old Pueblo.
Watch those cactuses, boy!
Well, you got that one in there good, huh?
So I was coming off of the best gravel finish that I've ever had at Rock Cobbler. I got a 4th. I paced. It was amazing.
Yo, dude!
Now, 1 week after that, took off from Bakersfield and we headed the 12-hour drive to Oracle Junction in Arizona. There's a lot of unique things about the 24 hours in the Old Pueblo, but one of the coolest parts of this is what they call 24-hour town. We pull into 24-hour town late Thursday night, and you want to get as close to the course as possible because if you're a solo rider, that's where your tent is going to be, where you're going to get all your refuel, because there isn't rest stops. You have to go back to your pit. Getting closer to the course is the way to go. But now I've got the Titanic pulling a trailer and I'm trying to sneak into this like randomly organized desert town. And your boy's the best driver on the planet. I literally back in a house on wheels with a trailer, backing a trailer in over rocks around everyone. And we got the perfect parking spot right on the course.
If I can try to climb this rock here and show you, and dude, I have the most primo spot. I don't know if you can see, but you see the course? Bro, there's my setup right there. Like, I can come in immediately right off course and just refuel. The stoke is so high.
So before the races even started, I won the parking contest. So, win number 1. And the crew that I have for this is my son, which having him on this 3-week trip was a bonding experience beyond anything I've ever had with him.
Yeah, dude! Bro, that was sick.
I also have Tony, who came in super clutch at Rock Cobbler, and he was a MVP here at the 24 hours in Old Pueblo.
Got here in the night, 12 hours of travel, back that thing in.
I brought this kid with me, Tony. Bro, he is such a hippie.
Now the race starts at noon on Saturday and goes till noon on Sunday. So since we got there late Thursday night, we had a lot of time to create a campfire and just sort of vibe out with 24-hour town and the party that is basically going nonstop from like Wednesday to Sunday. A very unique thing about 24 hours in the Old Pueblo is how they start the race. Now, with mountain biking, it's very tricky because everyone tries to get to the pinch points first. So to limit the absolute chaos that would be whatever it is, I think 600 people starting at one time, all racing into a pinch point, they do what's called a Le Mans start. A Le Mans start is where you run about 100 meters. I'm not sure how far we ran, but you run to your bike. And so you've got about 600 people all piled in, some with mountain bike shoes. I brought my carbon insole running shoes because for a minute there I thought, I'm gonna win this running race. I've been running, I'm gonna win.
So we have to run super far. So your boy, 1000 IQ'd it. I'm running my Hokas. I have like $400 running shoes on. I really didn't want to blow myself up instantly. I mean, the whole plan is to pace, but getting to the trail
far up is actually really important. There's so many people here.
So I actually have my mountain bike shoes with my mountain bike. So I'm going to run in full-on carbon sole Hokas to my bike, and then we're going to start. But again, here's the thing that was so unique and difficult about this race, is that out of the 600 people that are out on course at one time, there's 4,000 people that might be racing or involved. And so then who's solo? Because that's who I'm racing against. But then you have 2-man, 4-man, 10-man, right? You've got all sorts of crazy amounts of paces. You have people that are just there to have fun. You have there people are full on skin suits. You have guys like me that are just trying to pace for 24 hours. These guys running, I feel like they weren't actually trying to race their bike. They were there for a running race because they were all Usain Bolt. They were running full clip.
3, 2, 1. Yeah!
That started so fast.
So immediately I thought, okay, well, there's no way I'm going to be able to win this. And I am literally elbowing guys, pushing, shoving. I mean, it was a cage match just to get to your bike. The Le Mans start helped mitigate the chaos. Still, so much chaos.
Tie, right here. Kick him off, right there, right in front of you. Tie, right here. Kick him off, right there, right there. You shred, go have fun, Ty. Yeah!
What was that? That was insane.
So much, you're going faster than a few people, but people are going faster than you, so it's just everyone's passing and everyone's full racing because it's the first minute of this 24-hour race, and I kept trying to think, pace yourself, pace yourself. My goal was to pace myself so amazing that I wanted to have my last lap be my fastest. So I was staring at my heart rate, and I said, you are to not let this go over 160 beats per minute. That proved very difficult because it's a PP measuring contest. I don't want to let all these people fly by me because I want to let them know, hey, you're passing me, but it's because you're doing one lap and I'm trying to do 18, you know? So, but I don't want to like make excuses, so that I want to look strong, and woo, that first lap was spicy. Now, in my head, there's 4 sections that are important to discuss. A lot of the other stuff was sort of connecting pieces from each one of those sections. The first real section is called the bitches. Don't cancel me, that's what they call it. The bitches, where so much carnage was, is this dirt road that goes along, I think it's like a pipeline access road, and you go 45 miles an hour down, super fast, on kind of a slightly twisty, with jumps and rain ruts, and then you have to fly up like a super steep 15% wall. Now in the day, not so much of an issue, but at night when you're going 45 miles an hour down these hills, over these jumps, sleep deprived, and then you need to hit 600 watts to get up the next side, it's very difficult. And that's the first real hurdle on the course once you start your lap. You then have a mix of kind of open road and single track until you get to the next section, which is don't touch the pokey boys. This is where it is so flowy and fun, and you're just left and right and down and up and around, but there are spikes just everywhere. And so you don't want to touch those. Getting a cactus in the arm is not good, but narrowly avoiding spikes for a bit is very, very fun. The next piece that's kind of noteworthy is the climb. It's not much of a climb, but you are climbing for maybe about 10 minutes. And once you get to the top of that climb, that starts the fourth section, which is the most technical section on the course. And look, if you're just doing one lap, I would say there's nothing more technical on a scale from 1 to 10, a 5. But when you're on lap 8, 9, 10, 11, you are really suffering. Everything's coming at you so fast, and so it's very easy to make a mistake and get really hurt. So this fourth section is rocky, fast, and it has the rock wall, which you can go around, and I believe it is faster to go around the rock wall, but that's not cool. The crowd is there, people are cheering, there's a guy on a mic telling you to hit the kicker, which the kicker is this little rock after the rock wall. You gotta jump it. You walk through this little tent area where they track you, so you can't cut the course and do whatever, right? So they make sure that you're coming through, they take down your number, and that is also where the other people then do their transitions. Because again, like I said, a lot of people are only doing 1 lap at a time or 2 laps at a time. A lot of people have teams. And so that's where you come in, you hand off your little relay, the next person goes out.
One lap down. I mean, it definitely stings getting passed so much and you just want to race, but you just got to stick to the plan. Pace. Pacing is the name of the game. Am I getting passed by men, women, and children? Yeah, that's okay. We've gone 1 hour. We have 23 hours left. Stick to the plan. Goal is to stay under 150 beats per minute. I'm at 160. Stick to the plan.
Now, the other interesting thing about this race is that in 24 hours, it's about who completes the most laps. Okay, so it starts at 12 noon on Saturday and goes to 12 on Sunday. If you come back at 11:59, you can do another lap. Okay, so if you come back at 12:02, you're done. But so there is some strategy on how you can get the most laps and actually extend past 24 hours. So winner's gonna have the most laps, and if there's a tie on laps, whoever did that number of laps quicker. Now there's a couple different disciplines of ultra distance. The ultra distance events I've had success in are distance events. So 508 miles, 510 miles, one huge big loop. You get to change bikes, but you're never in one place. It's not laps. It's just how long does it take you to cover 500 miles. Then there's 24-hour events, which are a little bit different, and they are ultra, but way higher intensity because it's not about distance traveled, it's about how far you can travel in a set amount of time. Now there's a lot of different categories. I'm doing the solo category because I'm crazy, but there was also 202 other people doing this, which is the biggest ultra distance race like competition-wise that I've ever competed in. So to have 202 people willing to ride a mountain bike for 24 plus hours is insane. So very competitive. Now, out of the 4,000 people that were out here in Oracle Junction, Arizona, a lot of them are doing team events. So you could do 2-man or 4-man, or you could have up to like 10 people all swapping out. And so a lot of people will just do one lap, go as hard as they can, and then party for the rest of the 24 hours. Which, and I'll get into this, caused for a lot of confusion on who you're racing against, and then getting in the way because of the single track, and some people are going super fast, other people are going super slow, right? I'm pacing for 24 hours, but then I'm also racing against people that are pacing for one 16-mile lap. So I was finding myself in a position where I would constantly catch guys going up, right? Anything that required fitness, I had good legs for. But as soon as we got into anything twisty or technical, I think I'm going warp speed. Literally, like, there's no human that could go faster than me. And then I've got 16-year-old juniors, like, wheeling past me. I'm like, okay, dude.
Come on, dude, hit it! Don't be sorry!
Alrighty, end of the night.
So you have about 7 hours of riding before you now go into night. Which, there's what does it feel like in the beginning, which is super intense, everything's chaotic, everyone is everywhere, there's sounds and music and then you start to head into night. And that's when things start to slow down a little bit, and now you move into a totally different type of riding. One, did you bring the right lights? Are you able to see? And how was your fueling and pacing bit for the first 7 hours? Because if you go out there and it's 9, 10 o'clock at night and now you're cold and you're tired and you're cracked, brutal. I think we were sitting around 10th place, which was way beyond what I thought I was going to do. But I was really confident with my pacing strategy that I could keep this up forever. So now at one point, Tony is riding behind me, and he was just hooting and hollering and jumping and having the time of his life. And then all of a sudden he crashed, and I was like, oh man, are you okay? And then when I saw him, he had an absolute appointment with the Poke Boys. There's a certain type of cactus out here, and I called it cholla. I don't think that's how it's pronounced. If you touch them at all, they are on you for a while. And then if you don't take them off right, so a lot of people would have like forks or combs, like an afro pick that people would use. You have to pull them out a certain way because then you can't really grab them. So I thought, oh, don't do that. That does not look fun. And I took the cactus for granted. I was getting a little close to it. Every time I'd cut the corners a little tighter and a little tighter and a little tighter. And then I kind of just looked back to see if someone was behind me, and I just shoulder checked one of the cactus. And ouch. Ouch.
Hey, can someone help me out real quick?
Yeah. Oh. What do you need?
Like, get these off.
What am I supposed to do with these? Because they are hurting. I mean, they're in. And I pull up and I'm like, hey boys, I'm covered in cactus. And he yanks one and actually rips it up and then impales it back into my arm. And you know, I am grateful for this guy, but like, you took it out and you put it back in. And so then finally he plucks them all off.
Yep, one more of that little tiny one. Careful right here. Awesome, you're amazing, man. Good. Right. Thank you. Sorry. Wow, that hurts. Man, I mean, I didn't even, it just reached out and got me.
At that night, I was feeling really, really good about my whole pacing strategy, really sticking to it. And I made a big, big push. I thought, this is where I'm going to make up a lot of my time is, you know, during the night where a lot of people might be sleeping. I'm going to just keep going. And I did 3 laps without pulling it. And I was feeling really good when I came across to go for a 4th one. I should have stopped then. I should have pulled over. I should have refueled. I should have just taken a minute to sort of breathe. I was feeling a little too cocky, and I went out for, I think, which again was maybe my 12th lap. That last lap cracked me. I started the lap 10 out of 10, and about halfway through, just everything left my body. I could barely hold my eyes open. They were kind of going cross-eyed, and I just didn't feel like bringing anything into my stomach anymore. I completely lost my appetite, and I knew I was in trouble. But in like ultra distance road, in the second you feel that, you would just pull over and take a stop wherever you want and get fuel from your crew. But I have to make it all the way back to my booth, right? Or to my camp. About 10 miles of me kind of just falling off this cliff into exhaustion and hunger and fatigue. I got a little too cocky there, and I pushed 1 extra lap when I shouldn't have. And I honestly think if I had just taken a 10-minute break, none of that would have happened, but it did. So then I pull back into my pit, and I am barely able to function. And what does it feel like to do a 24-hour mountain bike race? Well, your body is fatigued in a way that road does not do to you, because every part of it, your toes, your fingers, right, your neck, everything is just hurting. And then the mental connection with the riding cannot be overstated. With road, you can totally be gone. I can cast my consciousness into a future timeline and sort of use all these mental tricks. But with mountain biking, you have to be so locked in on what you're doing, or else you're going to go to the hospital by running into the ground. And so the mental fatigue was something that I, had anticipated, but didn't quite know how intense it was going to be. So that I'm kind of just like passed out in the RV, so comfortable, so warm. And at this point, if my son wasn't there, I'm done. I mean, mentally, I checked out. And I said, well, that was fun, but I'm done. And so we're sitting around 5 in the morning, and I was sitting 7th at this point. And honestly, for me, I was like, yeah, dude, fatigued me, tired me. Good job, man. Crushed it. Top 10. Way to go, bud. All of these thoughts in my head are just telling me, be done and sleep. You know how good sleep's gonna feel? Dude, just take your shoes off. Bro, you earned it. You did great. I mean, it wasn't negative thoughts. It was all positive. The tired me knows this guy doesn't listen to us. So let's attack his ego and just tell him how good he is and how he's totally fine to call it. No one else is going to ride anymore. 7th is great. So battling with a positive mindset is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. And I lost that battle. I turned my alarm off and I rolled over and I was like, well, I'm going to bed. And so then my son wakes me up after an hour. Okay, so I was trying to take a 45-minute break. I ended up taking about an hour break. And he like shakes me and he goes, what are you doing? You're not done. And I was like, bro, I made you, like, chill. And my son's encouragement to me, because he didn't just let it go. He was like, Dad, you got to get back out there and ride. The sun's coming up. Come on, man. You could get top 5 if you go. And I didn't want to let him down, and I didn't want to show him that I was quitting. But when I tell you, I've done some really hard things in my life. This was, bar none, the hardest 1 minute of my life to go from a bed up and out that door. So I just start moving towards my bike, all while saying, I'm done, I'm not riding anymore. I'm for sure over this. I just let those thoughts be thoughts, and I just kept moving towards my bike. I got my bike, I'm sitting on my bike, and my body's saying, that's funny, you're a jokester. You're not gonna ride anymore, we're done. And I had to just start the next lap. Because as soon as I got out on the course and the sun started coming out, I knew I would feel better. I knew there was a future version of me that was happy, unlike this version of me. But I actually then felt pretty good. I was like, all right, cool, let's go.
If I can just rally right now and hit a solid 2 more laps, I think we can make sure we get top 5.
I'm thinking, dude, if I can just keep pushing, that would be crazy to get top 5. And so then all of a sudden, a whole new world washed over. And that is what is so amazing about Ultra, is that you will feel the top of the world, you'll feel at the bottom, and you'll feel back at top. I mean, the roller coaster is just so unique and so amazing to see yourself go through this change. I mean, it's such like an analogy for life of just push through the darkness and the light will be so bright.
Did it.
Dude, 24 hours.
25:07. Wow. I can't believe that I was able to make that happen.
Sick.
Come in, they say I'm 5th, so I'm so pumped, dude. My son's there, he's got a huge smile on his face, Tony's there, you know, and like, look, my crew's to my son and Tony, it's not like a huge crew, but they have given so much of their time and energy and life to me, and I know that like 5th isn't crazy, obviously winning would have been really cool, but to give them back, like, you put energy into me, I'm gonna return that to you. Bro, that's an amazing feeling. I grabbed some tacos that I had been thinking about forever. They had some good vegan food out there.
The 270-mile burrito. Can't wait. Now,
Let's go, BC!
yo.
Let's go, BC!
And then I'm trying to like immediately go to sleep, but they were doing the podium ceremony. Winner wasn't there, so they just grabbed some dude who was like wild from the crowd, and they put him on the podium. So the guy in first isn't really the guy, but I'm so grateful that he was there to at least fill out the podium. getting to stand up in front of the crowd, the vibe was crazy. I mean, that was a better feeling than winning a national championship in ultra road where there was one other person. Because to me, it's not necessarily about what it is that you won or whatever. It's how did you stack up against solid competition. And out of 202 people, you know, to be able to get top 5, like, it was a real proud moment for me. So what does it feel like to race a mountain bike for 24 hours? Well, it feels like everything. You feel the happiest you've felt. You feel the worst you've ever felt. You feel connected to nature, but you also are connected to nature. You go through every range of emotion. You fight with every excuse. Everything goes wrong. Everything goes right. It is, you live an entire lifetime in this 24 hours. So when I look back on my life, these ultra distance events, even though honestly I don't have a whole lot of memory from a lot of it, like out of 25 hours, I probably only have an hour and a half of stored memory. But the experience that you go through is life-changing. So even though I do recommend doing it with a team, I think once in your life you should do a 24-hour event. 24 hours in Old Pueblo has got to be the best 24-hour event on the planet. I can't recommend it high enough. It sells out instantly. So if you can get in, I highly recommend you doing this. We now got to pack up and head to a pro stage race. That's what is the next weekend. So rock cobbler, 24 hours on a mountain bike, and then we're going to do a 3-stage pro road race, pro stage race. Oh, it's a big trip. But anyways, I really appreciate you letting me tell you the story. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you out there in 24 hours at Old Pueblo next year.